Oh, this is a good look, eh? Sorry, I had to take a shower. I woke up this morning and I was so mad because every channel I turned on, people were beating up on Russell Brand. And so I've been thinking about my first response this morning. And then I was thinking about it and what I said. And there are other channels that are saying he has psychopathy, which could be very, very true, which is part of narcissism. If you want to see some really good videos about narcissism, borderline personality disorder, I don't believe in all that stuff. I think trauma can make your brain do many, many things. Not all of it is perfect. And as I said before, we can both be good and bad. I've done things in my life that I regret in my relationships, and I've been in relationships that I regret. So, what I don't understand is if they're really going to come out against him, why don't they use their names? I've heard multiple people say that on YouTube before, which is true. They shouldn't have taken him down. Now, they talk about the court of law, and I agree with Andrew Gold on this one, even though we've never met. The age of consent in the UK is 16. When I was 16, I was not well, so I didn't hang around boys. So I don't know. I do think that would be very strange for older men to be with women that young. But see, this is 2023 and we're talking 2000s. I do remember what I was doing 15 years ago. I think I was at Jenny Craig. So many years have gone by, so many memories. How do people, you never forget a trauma though. And I get why they're scared. I get why our accusers are scared. But I am saying I do believe the women, but I do think that if they, why now though? And everything that he's worked on YouTube is gone because of an article. And then you talk about laws. Is it right that the doctor, when I said I felt like I was ARD, it's not about, see, he says that it's a sex addiction. That's not what that's about. That's about abuse of power. And so you take his drug issue, which he's never talked about how he went through withdrawal from all of these drugs. That's what keeps most people on drugs is withdrawal. It's the truth. But what I was going to say is, in thinking about it, so I was a little girl, I made a mistake, and 50 years later, I still remember it, and I still feel guilty when I talk about it, which I don't. It was 50 years ago. It was a one-time thing. But he was on that podcast with this fantastic English podcaster or interviewer. I'm a really good interviewer too. I can get any information out of anybody. I really can. Out of curiosity, my friend Leah Palmer once got so mad at me because she said, "Boy, you can keep a secret. You never told me that." You remember Leah? No, honestly, but two things of people can be true. And if you still want to watch Russell Brand, even though he probably did what he did, but then you think, well, name your names. It's not like, see, I name my name about what happened to my leg because MK from the RVH hospital in B, Ontario, broke my knee. Wow, that was a violation. That was abuse of control. That was being complicit. And that I don't like. But let's not be hypocrites. We've all made mistakes. We've all made mistakes in relationships. But when she said that she punched him in the stomach, I just would have, That's what I would have done. But at any rate, I can look at a past relationship and say, yeah, I was groomed. But what am I going to do? Put it in the Hamilton Spectator? It's because he's famous. Men do this all the time. But he was enabled. He even said it. So he never lies. Everything. And it's like when people tell you, and I say this all the time, when people tell you who they are, believe them because they're telling you. Well, what I do in this lot is when I was doing Big Brother's Big, I don't even know what that was. First woman, I get her over, or however his accent works, I'm not sure. But at any rate, don't go crazy. But I do not think that YouTube should have taken him off. He wasn't charged with anything. But here's the damn thing about the laws. The laws are so wrong. Do you know how many laws, and especially in oh my God, look at what Amanda Knox went through in Italy. Look at, I could go on and on and on, but laws are just, 16 is legal consent. Seriously? What age can you drink and drive there then? Like, your brain isn't formed till you're 25. And if he was an addict for all those years, Dr. Phil says there's no such thing as a sex addiction. That was about power. But he's still smart. And he changed his life. He stayed celibate. He got married. He had children. And if he comes out and legitimately apologizes and taking responsibility, because if he's a truth teller, he'll tell the truth. But somehow I doubt that. Because then there's a part of me that thinks, did we get swindled by him like Oprah? I don't know. There's so many questions. And you know what? People do beat up on each other, and people do have different points of view. But I love talking to people that have a different point of view of me. I never understood Colonel Kurtz's channel at all. Like, I thought, she seems so angry all the time. But then I look at myself on my videos, I look angry all the time too. But no, she's very passionate about the Me Too movement and men's rights and all that stuff. And It's always been about men's rights. Men, I don't know. Okay, that's all I got. That's all I got. Not that anybody watches them anyways, but if you do, subscribe and like. It's free. Easily lots and losses. So Forrest Gump S is jumping off, and you all have a great day. But most of all, be free. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Okay, now I'm starting to confuse myself. Bye, everybody. How do I...